Hey guys, GhazzyTV here with another crafting Path of Exile video. I'm going to talk about more minion stuff because we're in a league where minions are mega meta at the moment. So I'm going to talk about how to craft rings like this that has tier 1 intelligence, tier 1 energy shield and tier 1% energy shield with a minion damage roll, as well as having some other modifiers. And there's a couple of ways to do this, and I'll explain all the processes of doing this and what you need to look for to be able to get a ring like this. Now for life-based versions, it's a bit easier because you don't need to get the percent energy shield and there's a few other options available. So I'm going to try to explain both ways. When it comes to minion damage and you look at the PoEDB mods, you can see that minion damage is a Redeemer prefix, which only goes up to 25% at a tier 1. Now, this is not the mod we want. As you can see here, mine has 32 and it goes between 25 to 35%. This is an underground modifier. Now, if you look at delve modifiers down here, I think, no, where is delve? I can't even see it. Delve suffix is there. Minion damage, 60 plus goes up to 35%. Now, what this underground mod and the delve modifier or delve suffix means is that you can only drop these inside delve. I'm not sure if we have any minion nodes available for you to look at. I'm pretty sure we have one, so I'm going to see if we can find that real quick. I believe we had one up here, so I'll show you which nodes actually drop these inside the actual delve. There's one. So the nodes that has this icon that says contains minion or aura items, these are the areas that can drop these specific items. Now you get obviously it's an RNG chance of what you get, of which modifiers they get, and what's crucial to understand when it comes to crafting these rings or whatever item you want with these modifiers is the item level. So in this case it's 83 because we are currently on depth 800 something. I've been pushing this build quite far, so we're around depth 830. So we then look at the modifiers and we get a ring with minion damage. Like this one has a tier 1 intelligence roll that you cannot reliably craft with harvest, for example, but it has the modifier. And you have this ring here with a tier 1 intelligence, but it has a mana roll that you can't get rid of. However, the suffixes on this ring here has life gain on kill. So what you can do with this ring is craft it with a harvest craft that says reforge item keeping suffixes till you get mods on the prefixes that you can deterministically remove. So that's one way of doing it, and I'll be showing you a couple of different ways to do this. So if you do remove non-defense, for example, you have a remove non-defense right there, and we can do an augment lightning, for example. I do believe we have one around here. Augment you a lightning modifier. So I'll show you that as well. So there's the first tricky way to do this is to fill up prefixes, and I'll explain that process, but I'm going to show you that last. So item level is crucial because if we're going for a CI build for the high budget version, you want to get a tier 1 energy shield. Now this one requires item level 74 to be able to roll 44 to 47 energy shield, which is what this ring has. A 46 roll. It's a 44 to 47 flat energy shield. However, we also want a Crusader influence, which you cannot get on the Redeemer version without Awakener orbing it, and then you still have a prefix slot being taken with minion damage, and it's lower than what you could get from delving. So you want to purchase or farm these items yourself. And what you then do from the Crusader pool is to get the energy shield. And tier 1% energy shield, it requires 82. So when you purchase these, you want to make sure that it's item level 82 or higher so that you can roll this modifier. Now, as you can see on both this ring and the Sapphire ring, neither of them has the Crusader influence, and I don't have the Crusader orb right now. So the process you do with this craft is that you fill up the suffix slots, and then what you do in case of this ring, the Topaz ring here, it has no prefix slots open. So what I would do with this one, I don't have these specific crafts, I can't show you this one. It's very simple. You augment the defense roll, and then you will do remove add defense till you hit tier 1 flat energy shield. Once you've hit the flat energy shield, you will then use the Crusader Exalted Orb, which will then give, because all the suffixes are taken, will give one of these modifier, which has a very high probability of hitting the percent energy shield. If you accidentally hit this one, you can remove lightning to get rid of it. If you hit this one, you can remove lightning. If you hit the spell damage, you can remove caster because it's the only caster modifier. You hit this one, you can remove life. Same thing with this one, you can remove life. if you hit the percent energy shield, you can always do remove add influence modifier, or you can do remove defense and pray it doesn't touch the flat energy shield. Now, if it does touch the flat energy shield, then I would recommend removing the defense down to 1 and remove add defense till you get the tier 1 flat again. Because what happens when you have a flat energy shield with the influence, and you then use augment defense, the only other defense modifier you can get on a ring is actually evasion rating. The flat energy shield should already be there, so it's evasion rating or the percent energy shield. So in my case, on this ring, I have the evasion rating, which is something I hit on the augment defense, and then I just augment defense again, which gives me a 33% chance to hit the percent energy shield tier 1, and 33% to hit tier 2, and 33% chance to hit tier 3. So there's a couple of ways of doing this to approach it. What I would do is I would try to make sure I always had tier 1 flat energy shield, and then I did augment defense till I hit it, and if it failed, I would just remove defense till I was down to keeping the flat energy shield. And if there was an evasion, I didn't really care about that, unless there's any prefixes that you would want on the item as well. So that's how you can force out the percent and flat energy shield to be a tier 1. It can be a bit of an annoying process to do. You can also do another way, which I would say is better in this case, which would be to remove influence modifier. Because in this case, I have the defense being evasion and energy shield and percent energy shield. So if I had a lower tier energy shield on the percent, which is an influence modifier, I can just remove influence mod and then augment defense, which guarantees the percent energy shield, and I would have a 33% chance to hit tier 1. Anytime it fails, remove influence and then augment defense. Again, it will guarantee a percent energy shield roll. And this is obviously if you want to keep the if you don't care about the third prefix slot. In my case, I wanted to have bench dexterity on this one with a strength roll as a suffix. In this one, I would craft this for profit, so I would just keep the suffix slot open. Either just bench it, or we can put a resistance roll on it if people want to have some resistance roll instead. So it's kind of up to you how you want to approach it. So my process with this ring would be to augment defense or remove add till I hit the flat energy shield tier 1, and then I would augment defense, and if I hit the percent energy shield on bad tier, I would remove the influence and aug defense till I hit it, and if I at any point hit the evasion, I would just augment defense again. So that's one of the processes you could do to get a ring like this. The other process, which is a little bit trickier, is to show you how to utilize the remove non-crafts. So in my case here, we have a mana roll, we have intelligence, we have all the suffixes are taken, and we can easily remove the last suffix by using remove life. But for this process, we would need all 3 suffixes taken. And we want to fill the prefixes. So the first thing I'll do is I'll basically just put in a random prefix craft. I will then go to my garden, and here's the tricky part, and I'll explain this in detail so you understand how this process works. So first off, I want to fill up the prefixes. We do it like this, and now you can see on the right hand side that the prefixes are mana, lightning damage to attacks, the bench crafted life, and the suffixes are minion damage, the tier 1 intelligence, and the random life gain on kill. So with this process, if we do remove non-defense modifier, it will take any mod that is not a defense modifier and remove that, but it will also add a defense modifier. If you then look at rings and defense modifiers, you can see on the suffix list that none of these is a defense modifier. This one is not influenced, and even if it was on Crusader, it doesn't have any defense modifier. So in this case, because an item can only have 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes, this craft here cannot touch any of the suffix modifiers, because you don't want to remove the intelligence or minion damage in this case. Since it cannot touch the suffixes, it will take a prefix. Why is this? That is because the craft will remove a modifier that is not a defense one, and it will add a defense modifier. And because of the way this system works, then there's only prefix defense modifiers. The item has full modifiers all over the place, which means that you have to, the craft will have to take away one of the prefixes to be able to add a defense modifier. That's why we fill the prefixes. So by using this one, it will take either the mana, the lightning damage to attacks, or the bench crafted life. So as you can see, it took the bench crafted life I put, and it gave me a tier 8 energy shield roll. If I were to do this again without the influence, it would then take the mana or the lightning damage to attacks, and it will add evasion, because that's the only other defense modifier left on this item without influence. So that's an effective way to remove specific modifiers that might not necessarily be able to be removed otherwise. So what I would do in this case, if you want to be really picky about this, to get rid of the mana roll without reforging it, would be to use this one, remove non-defense, and now I have a 50% chance to get the mana away or the attack lightning modifier. So by removing this one here, you can see that we didn't do it, and now we can see that we did not hit the mana. So in this case, we now have mana, energy shield, and evasion rating. So what I can do in this case would be this, to get rid of the mana reliably, is to remove a random, keep your spell, random defense. That's non-defense, non-defense, and we have any removed defense left? Not sure if we do actually. Thought I had one of these. Doesn't seem like we do. Maybe over here. We do. Alright, perfect. I can show you the finished state of it. So, I remove a defense. In this case, we got rid of the energy shield, which is actually good in this case. Now, we have two prefixes. The reason we can't do this now is because now there's two prefix slots open. If I did the remove non-defense, it could take one of the suffix modifiers because there is a prefix slot open already. So the first process we would do in this case would be to then benchcraft so we have full prefix slots as well. Like this, we put this one in, and then we go back to the garden. And now again, we have a 50% chance to take the benchcraft we did, and we have a 50% chance to get rid of the mana. Now, obviously, like I mentioned in the start of this video, you can always do the reforge item keeping suffixes to get rid of it as well. But in this case, we do this, and you can see that we got rid of the, we actually lost the, this is terrible. we got rid of the benchcraft, but we did get a tier 1 energy shield. So in this case, we would not want the mana. So this is why I would prefer to do the reforge item, keeping suffixes, because in this case, I will have to get rid of the mana one way or another. So I'm just going to do this one. And we did hit the evasion. Great. So we can keep crafting this ring. That was lucky. Now we'll have a 50-50% chance again. We can actually do this. Put this up. I don't really care what happens with it, to be honest. I just want to show you how to do it. Obviously, you would prefer to get rid of prefixes you can't reliably get rid of before you start this type of craft. So we have the benchcraft, and we'll do a remove non-defense by taking that one and putting that one in. And we do this, and we finally get rid of the mana. Yay. Okay. So in this case, now we have a tier 1 energy shield and we have the evasion rating. So in this case now, what I would do is I would remove the benchcraft. I would purchase a Crusader Exalted Orb, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. And we're back. So I purchased a Crusader Exalted Orb, and what I'll do now in this item is I will Crusader Slam it, and we'll see if we get % energy shield, which we did. In this case, it is a tier 3% energy shield, which I do not want. So I would want to have a remove inf. Let's see who has that in the party, and we'll be removing that first and getting rid of that modifier, because that will be the only influence modifier on the item. One of these persons had a remove influence. Remove influence, bleed glad, perfect. And what we do is we're gonna overpay them because we don't really care about currency at this point. So we do this, ram inf. And once we got that, we will need og def. Who has that? Get this one back, and now we can see here that the only defense modifier that I can get will be a % energy shield. So in this case, we are going to be getting a % energy shield with a 33% chance of hitting tier 1. So we do this, og def, and 33% chance to hit tier 1, and we'll see what happens with it. Get this one, and that's a bad tier. Rem inf, anybody got that one? So basically the process of this would be to remove the influence and then augment defense, rinse, repeat till you hit a tier 1% energy shield. And after that you will have the item with the evasion rating. Obviously you could risk removing the evasion rating to keep that prefix slot open if you want to. And then after that you'll be able to remove the life in this ring, for example, to get the life gain on kill. And the result is pretty straightforward. That's how you craft one of these rings. In this case it's a sapphire ring with the tier 1 intelligence roll. We're going to keep doing this. Just a few more tries, see if we hit it. Rem inf, def anyone. See if we can do that. And this is how we craft the best rings in the entire game for minions. At least the CI version. For life version, you'll have to do remove add defense to get life crafts and go from there. In this case, we do aug def. We have a 33% chance to hit tier 1, and hopefully we'll hit it in this video. Otherwise, we're gonna stop because I'm overpaying so much right now. That is a tier 3 again. Holy shit! Rem inf anyone? So I got tier 3 times in a row, which is kind of sad. But anyway, this is the process of crafting this type of ring. So what you do is remove influence, augment defense, you guarantee it, and that's easily done with the evasion rating as a blocker for these type of builds or these type of rings. So that's how you craft the best minion ring in the entire game. Obviously after this you want to use defensive catalyst to smack up that % energy shield to get that to a higher state, and in my case I have that on both my rings. And the attributes that I'm choosing to play with is basically based entirely off what attributes I will need depending on the gear, as this build that I'm playing right now is the high budget version of one. We'll do a couple more crafts and see if we got more. We got aug def, and we'll see if we get anything fun out of this. So now we got influence away, and we go back to Toonie. And we'll see if we get it this time. 4th time's the charm, that's what the people say, right? Oh, def. 4th time's the charm. I believe that's the saying, right? I'm pretty sure. In before tier 3. That's a tier 3. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, let's go one more time. One more time for the video. It's wasting all the currency. Ay. Remin. 33% chance. Yeah, it's all about RNG, right? To be able to get an average, you have to, some people have to be above, some people have to be below. This will be the last one. And then I'm gonna call it, because I'm not paying the proper prices. Last chance, boys. Last chance for this video. But yeah, that's how you do it. And the suffix slots in this one, I just do a remove life to get rid of the suffix, and you can bench craft it with more attributes if you want to, maybe some chaos rest. Or you can do it in a process where you basically augment as a resistance roll, for example, and then add that element till you get a tier 1, which I don't believe is possible because you have to check the mods. 84, I believe. Yes, so you can get a tier 2 resistance because the item level in Delve cannot go above 83. Well, it can, but it's very, very rare and not from boxes. So in this case, for this type of item, it is not possible to hit it outside of 83. So you'll only get a tier 2 resistance if that's what you want to go for. And that's basically how we craft this type of ring. And yeah, hit the like button, subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy these type of specific examples of crafting specific items, and we can basically continue doing that if you guys want to see that. And I think that's about it. Was low level? Feels bad, man. We didn't get a last craft on it. Feels bad, man. He kept the Exalted Orb. Wow, he kept the Exalted Orb. Keep it. It's fine. Thanks so much for the crafts, boys. Appreciate it. Hit me up in the comments below what you guys feel. And till next time, boys. Stay safe and keep rocking in a bit, because we have another one. We have another craft. Last one for the video. Wait. Oh, he has it. Okay. Crafting services, boys. Let's see. Let's see, last one for the video. For the video. Usually these strats are much cheaper than the next, obviously. I'm just overpaying to use my currency for something. See what happens. Tier 1 energy shield. Oh, I forgot the ring. Alright, let's see what happens. I thought he had the ring. We hit it. Did we hit it? That's a tier 2. Alright, so failed again. Thanks for crafting, boys. Appreciate it. See you guys in the next video. And till then, boys, stay safe and keep rocking.